Maya the Science Kid. Today, I'm going to make a terrarium. Miss Maria has been helping me, and she's been helping me learn about the ecosystem. We're going to make a mini ecosystem today. An ecosystem is a mix between living and non-living things. Living things are like plants, which produce their food for themselves through photosynthesis, and they're called producers. And then consumers get their energy by eating other consumers, like a wolf eats a rat or something like that, and then, or a bear eats a berry, that's a producer. And then decomposers eat the dead things, like dead twigs or dead branches or dead consumers. Ecosystems also have non-living things. Non-living things are like soil and water and air that you can't see, and sunlight that's in the sky and comes down. And our terrarium is going to have all of that as long as you water your terrarium and as long as you put it in indirect sunlight. There are both big and small ecosystems. A forest is a big ecosystem. A little tiny pond is a small ecosystem. We're making a small ecosystem in a jar. For your terrarium, you'll need some moss and scissors to cut your moss. You can have different types of moss too. This is a different type of moss. You'll need maybe something for your decomposers to munch on, like a twig or some dead leaves. You'll also need rocks. You need a big, not big, but a jar and a lid. And then you need soil for your producers and rocks so the water goes all the way down when it precipitates. We've done a To School and Back with Maya podcast, and it talked about precipitation and evaporation and condensation, and we need rocks in the bottom so it can precipitate all the way down. If you don't know what precipitation means, you can just go check out my To School and Back with Maya podcast and see what precipitation means. Let's start making our terrarium. If you want, you can follow along and make your own terrarium. First, you need rocks. Depending on how big your jar is, you may need more or less rocks than I do. And I think I need more rocks. I definitely need more rocks. My jar is really big, so I need a lot of rocks. That's good. Okay. And then I need mesh, so the soil doesn't go to the rocks. So there's holes so the water can go to the rocks, but we don't want the soil to go to the rocks. I don't have mesh, but a cheesecloth works, so I'm going to use a cheesecloth. Now, I need to get soil. I'm cutting a piece of moss so I can put it here, around the edges. Moss is a living thing, so it will grow. If you don't have moss close to your house, you can maybe take a walk and look for moss. Moss. I'm going to put this plant that I just dug out into my terrarium. If you don't have a big enough jar for hands, you can use a chopstick or something like that. There. Now, I need food for my worm. Decomposers have twigs to eat. Don't put a ton of dead things in your jar because otherwise there might be diseases. I'm getting the water that I have and dripping it into the thing. Spray bottle works best, but I don't have a spray bottle, so I'm just using my hands. It's fun. It needs a lid, so the plants produce oxygen for my worm friend, and then my worm friend breathes out carbon dioxide for my plant friend, and it's a cycle. We made an ecosystem, but we have to wait a little bit for it to equalize. My favorite ecosystem is right here, outside, in front of your house. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time on a Maya the Science Kid video. Do-do-do-do-do.